What's up and welcome back to Naptime Builder. Well, today isn't going as planned as I meant for it to. Because, well, see, yesterday I completely got my butt kicked by the old Jeep over there. And the day before that, I got my butt kicked by the old church truck here. So, well, you know, they kicked my butt plus straight up ignorance on top of that. But, so I figured I'd mix it up a little bit today. Why not do another vehicle shuffle? I mean, it seems like that's what I'm always doing anyways. But first, the Mustang wheels on the Ranchero over there, they need to go on the daily driver Lincoln. Because them tires is rough. So I'm going to swap them out. And then I may see about moving the Ranchero and the F100 over there and putting something different over there in the shop. So, man, I got junk everywhere. Brody really needs to come by this truck. Otherwise, it's probably gonna start getting chopped up. Anyways, let's get after it. Now, this is one of them, tell me you got your income tax check without telling me you got your income tax check. Look, she's rough, clear coat's peeling off. And all that, but hey, it looked better than it did. And plus, you got more rubber on it. And then we got the old Lincoln wheels on here. They hold air, so that's all this car needs. I need to move this, and then move this, and then the F100 in there. I need to move it. All right. The grocery toter 9000 over there. Got the trailer out of the way and back behind the shop. Now it's time to move something else. Meaning this old girl. So she rolls pretty good. So let's see if we can just shove her out the way. Alright, luckily like I said, she rolls real well, so I just shoved her off in the yard for now. Check the air pressure in these tires. Then I got another one I gotta go put some air in the tires for. And then we'll move that old girl out of there. Alright, so if you hadn't already guessed it, this is the old girl that needs air in the tires and drug to the shop. Ever since we got this, it's been breaking my heart to see it sit back here. And unfortunately, like the day before we got this, I had shuffled all my vehicles around and had a plan. Well, as soon as we got the old 55 F100 here, plans changed, okay? As soon as the church truck is gone, which hopefully is very soon, and we don't like a tremendous amount left on the Jeep. At least when the church truck's gone, we can jump back and forth between this and the Jeep. But we're at least gonna get this mug moved around and closer, okay? Closer. So, I guess this Lincoln got some new wheels and tires on her. Let's put them to work. Oh, you know, just the old Lincoln backing up to her next victim. All right, so here we are, the 55 F100. She's rough, but I've seen a lot worse. And honestly, it's no worse than the Jeep was when we got it, but we're not gonna be cutting this one up and, you know, throwing it on a Ford Ranger chassis like the Jeep got done. Like I said, this is in a lot better shape than the Jeep, even though it looks rough. At some point, somebody had swapped different kinds of mirrors. There's just holes. That's a rough looking hole. She's been sitting for a long time. I have no idea when the last time it was on the road or anything. It has the rear fenders back here, and these are the running boards. They're in terrible shape. I got told at one time some dummy did exhaust through the floorboard or something like that, or the step boards there. I don't know. Well, that's terrible. But it looks like we need to. Oh yeah! Look at this. Here's the rear bumper off of it. Got this old school vise on it. That's pretty cool. But I think we're gonna pull the stuff out of the bed, the parts and stuff. Oh, also, I've got a whole box of parts for this thing. This is we've got cab corners, even though, I mean, there's only like a couple pinholes, but we got cab corners. We got lower doors, inners and outers. I think rockers, if I'm not mistaken. But we got a decent amount of patch parts and stuff like that. So that'll. Oh, I think it was the lower fender there. I think it has those. I think that's what I was thinking about. But I think we're gonna take that stuff out of the bed, and I might break the pressure washer out just to get some of this mess off of it, and then throw away what we can and get her pushed back up in the shop. And then I guess we'll roll this back up in front of that garage door, because this old gal will be inside for a long time. So it's cool. All right, well, looking at the time, it looks like I am out of time for the day. I need to go in and get cleaned up for work. Another outage night. But we got the old 55 out from behind the shop. We got the bed cleaned out and the old wooden bed that was in pieces out and in the garbage. Luckily, tomorrow's garbage day. Anyways, got the rest of the parts just spread out here. Tomorrow, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise and it ain't pouring down rain, then I'll break the pressure washer out, pressure wash this old girl, and then get her pushed in the shop. And then we'll get the old ranch arrow pushed back up there in front of the door. You're probably not wondering, but if you are, The old Ranchero here is rotted. And when I say rotted, I mean you can open up the driver door, turn your head, and see the rear differential, okay? And that is a unibody car, not a full frame. If it's a full frame car, it wouldn't worry me as bad. I'd put some floorboards in it and go on about my day. But, and also that driver tail over there is completely demolished and all rusted up and all this. The passenger side is dented up in the back quarter there. So I'm just not worried about that. That's a 71 Ranchero. I have a 71 Torino. It's in pretty decent shape, other than a couple small holes in the floor. And that whole front clip, hood, front end, headlights, grill, blah, 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 and fenders will fit my Torino. So at the very least, we'll take the bumpers and the front clip off of that and the rear end out of it and scrap the rest. A little more so, I debated on cutting the whole passenger side off of it and hanging it up on the wall for decoration. I've been scrapping whatever left after I get parts that can be used on other things. That's the plan. So she's just hanging out for now, okay? And I might cut some of the bed floor out to use as patches and bed floors for something else. But she ain't here for a long time. She's just here for, I would say, a good time, but you know, they probably ain't gonna like getting chopped up. We'll catch y'all tomorrow. Come on, girl. What you doing, good looking? Don't get my hand there, wild thing. Oh, there we go. Oh. Alright, y'all, this is the next day. And unfortunately, I slept a little later than expected. I guess I need a little bit more beauty sleep, but apparently it ain't working. It must be on the inside. But I got the pressure washer hooked up. Just got the air compressor hooked up, or pumped up. That way when we get done pressure washing, we can roll this thing in the shop. She's pretty rough. But I didn't even show you under the hood. Apparently I ain't going to. But it's got a 289 and a C4 transmission out of a, I believe it's a mid-60s Mustang. And the motor is free. Supposedly, they just didn't finish wiring it up or something like that. But you know how it is getting other people's projects that are not complete. I don't know if the motor's any good or not, but whatever. So anyways, let's at least knock some of the big stuff off this, and I've already put the box of parts in the shop. That way in case the door was cracked open, I didn't soak it down. Alrighty. Alright, y'all. According to the concrete, it's a lot cleaner than it was. Is it? Could it be better? Well, yeah, couldn't we all be better? Could she be in better shape? Lord, I know I could. She could be better at a lot of things. But we all could. Anyways, we're gonna see. I wanna hold these fenders up here because this right here is just hurting my feelings. I wanna see the fender on look, but I don't have no nuts, I'm sure. That'll fit them rusty old bolts there. They. So, maybe I can get one held up there anyways and get me a, I just wanna look at it. Just wanna look at it. While she's drying off a little bit. No, don't that right there just make you feel a little better. I mean, just look at it. Bottom of that fender's terrible. Please don't fall off her. Let's see. Here it goes. And these right here are definitely terrible. They're eat up, plus some dummies cut holes in them. I'm hoping that wind ain't too terrible on this daggum audio. Let's see here. I'm just trying to get a visual. All about them visuals. Get up there, honey. Don't you do me like this now. Come on. I've looked once before. There we go. Don't fall. Don't fall. There we go. Look, she looks more like a trucker already. That's what I'm talking about. White rear end is high. We want her sitting down low. Dixie, I ain't got no more apples, honey. Not right now, anyways. She heard me talking. Don't talk too loud. She likes the lovin's. But yeah, that makes my heart feel a little better right there, just looking at it. Alright, y'all, I was doing a little bit of pressure washing up under here and realized, look at this right here. You see that daggum square tubing up in there? That's like a daggum 2-inch lift on this mug. No wonder why she's sitting up so dang high. For a 2-wheel drive. Then I come around here to the front. Hey, they got them on it too. Okay. That's ridiculous. Them some beefy daggum springs, ain't it? Oh yeah. What's up with this piece of PVC pipe daggum going straight down right here? And this big old piece of wood shoved in the daggum bushing there. I guess the bushing going out, so they shoved a piece of wood in it. I don't know. That's ridiculous. Alright then. Now, let's try to get this thing moved in there before I find something else. You know, just out here with the old tow truck. Or, well, tow car. I took the end off of town. It just didn't fit. So now she's the tow car. Alright, I need to start straightening her up some now. Come on, turn for me, honey. I don't know if it's enough or not. Alright, well now that I got my mess cleaned up and a couple vehicles moved back, I like having this center open so I can just walk up in here. But as you see, we got the old Ford in there. I'm going to start being more specific. We got like everything's an old Ford around here except for a couple Dodges and that old International. But I got the old Ford in here. Looking good. I know, you ain't got to say it. I know she's beautiful, okay? I know it, that ain't something that's got to be said. It's all good. But we got a lot of stuff knocked off of her. She looks better than she did. And then in spots, she looks worse than I thought. So there's big old spot right across through there. I got big old spots here that's been filled with Bondo before. We talked about these lower fenders and everything, but pretty sure we got replacement patches for those. We got these rusted all along the bottom there, and the outside of the door. We got those, and we got the lower inside of the door also. Panels for them, I'm pretty sure. And then we also have the cab corners, which, you know, that right there's pretty rough. She's growing some, might be growing some herbs up in there or something. You know, somebody's old lady got tired of it sitting and figured they'd use it as a garden spot, I guess. I don't know. But we tore the wood out because it was terrible. It still has all these slats and everything, but they're in pretty rough shape. These bedsides, for the most part, seem to be in decent shape. Obviously, they could use some love. That cab corner only has like a small spot down there at the very bottom of it. This door is rough in some spots, but it's actually a lot better than the driver door is. I think the inside's a little bit worse on this than the driver door, but the outside is definitely better on this one. And then, of course, the bottom of the fender there. And I already showed you. Is that just me? Or is that battery box made out of angle iron just pieced together? I mean, that looks like some of my welding right there. That's nice. I mean, my goodness. But obviously just got the hood up. This is a 289 supposedly out of like a Mustang. And all that. I assume it's a C4 transmission behind it because it's automatic. But and she's free. I just moved the fan in it. I don't know how free. What dark's been here? But she budges and everything. So it's a lot more free than some of these other vehicles I got sitting around. I don't think I got her. I know one thing, if she was stuck, I'd probably be putting a 460 in that. But y'all, that's about it for this video. I was really just wanting to get the truck pulled out, pressure wash it off, kind of see what we had. You know, talk to you a little bit. She don't want to go down. Talk to you a little bit about what my plans are. And you know, if y'all like these old trucks, you know anything about them, you know, send me a comment. Hit that like button. Send me a comment and you know, if you got one or you always wanted one, let me know what your plans was, what you would do if it was yours. You know, I ain't never done it, but I debated on trying the whole Crown Vic swap the front end. You know, there we go. That way we can modernize that front end suspension and everything a little bit, ride a little better, and all that stuff. All right, we'll figure it out. But like I said, lower down, Nardo gray, black bumpers, grill, stuff like that. That's the plan. So I don't know how long it'll take to get there because she's a full project, and I'm one feller that works 12-hour swing shifts. So that's the old girl. I'm just glad to see her in the shop. But like I said, hit that like button. Send me a comment. Let me know what you would do if it was yours. If you got one, I mean, tell me what you got done to yours. You know, let's talk about some cars. But I'm also on TikTok. I throw a lot of my reels and stuff over there. If we ever get enough followers over there, then, you know, we might do some lives or something, but I ain't got enough followers for all that. But we'll catch y'all next time. Thanks for watching Nap Time Builder.